Yo, what's really good?
Good.
You already know E. Jones. Bottom to the top sports, 98.9, Chucktown, ESPN Radio. We out here.
ESPN Radio, appreciate you. We are back in South Carolina. It's another Sunday, fun day. We're going to talk some sports. Talk about it. We got some treats going on today.
We got some treats going on. Let me ask you a question. What's your fondest streetball memory?
Fondest streetball memory is when...
Give me two. Give me one you played in,
okay,
and give me one you saw.
Well, one I saw that was crazy is my peer. We were 15, and I seen Rafer Alston killing in 55th. I was like, wow.
And how old was he? 15?
Rafer was probably 15.
Wow, he was playing it. Just to give y'all context, some of you might not have seen when you refer to it, right? You
Skipped
say 55th.
Yeah.
People know of it as Rucker Park.
Rucker Park.
So the Entertainers Basketball Classic at Rucker Park. Big shout out to Gusto and big shout out to Greg Marius.
Rest in peace, Greg, man.
One of the pioneers of streetball. Big shout out to Duke Tango and Al Cash.
No question.
Always got it popping. Booby Smooth, Hannibal, all of them. So anyway, Rafer, a.k.a. Skip to Malou, was 15 years old. And he was out there cooking.
Cooking to the point where when I got an opportunity the next year to play with Evie and them, I had the confidence to do it because I seen Rafe killing.
Oh, you played in 55th?
I played in 55th at 16.
Wow. You was special. Was you nervous? I was.
But I didn't play to the second half because it was.
But I'm saying just that walk into the park from the garage, you know, everybody get dressed in that garage from across the street and you walk in the park.
Walk in.
Was it packed?
It was It was a movie. It was 55th. It was Rucker Park.
That's the one thing about Rucker Park back in the days. It didn't matter what day of the week, it was somebody playing.
Yes.
Right? And I feel like the NBA guys, the high-level college guys, the street ball guys, the overseas guys, at that time, everybody came out and hooped.
And they got it in.
It wasn't like that distinction that says, oh, I'm not playing street ball with a stigma on it. I'm not getting hurt out there. Dude just hoop for hooping. So give me one that you played in that you
And I got to give, when I was 16, like I said, I played with Evie. I hit 3 trays in a row. They start calling me Tray Bag. And then Evie shoved me out.
This is at 55th still?
This was at 55th. I hit 3 threes in the game. Because I was playing with Shane, the dribbling machine. Shout out to Shane. So Shane's getting in the lane. He already know I could shoot. He just dishing it. I'm shooting free throws wide open. Kush, kush. Then I hit another one. Kush, timeout. So I'm thinking I'm definitely in the game. It was over for me. She put Dow Washington back in the game, my brother.
Oh my God, big shout out to D Wash.
Big shout out to D Wash.
They said D Wash was nice.
D Wash was nice. I told you, I'm cooking and they. Yo, we appreciate it, young boy.
I know D Wash from coaching. I know him with the New York Lightning, with Thurgood Marshall, with my man Abdul Torrance. I know him from that. I don't know him from hooping.
Oh my good. So first of all, you know D Wash.
I do.
So you know the fire in D Wash.
I do.
He was probably 3 times that as a basketball player.
Wow. Okay.
Like when people talk about getting up in a guy, D Wash was like,
he was
oh my goodness, oh my God. Yo, I used to when we used to play in Sousa Park, I used to literally be trying to like make sure I'm on his team because, you know what I mean? I'm the young boy, and then Phil and Pop, my big brother, shout out to them. They in the crowd, they like, yo, what? Cause
you know what's funny? For the people out there listening, and if you want context, if you have not seen anything on Rucker Park or the EBC, man, go watch the Blackout movie. My man Edgar Burgos directed that. It was epic footage. You know, Black Graham, Dorian Graham. They got a documentary. The Rucker Park was something like you've never seen before. And
especially in its prime.
Streetball, L, it's funny because I was playing against the Bone Collector.
Got it.
And Bone Collector was notorious for the nutmeg. That's basically another term for throwing the ball through your legs. So that was his thing. And he had this footwork and this handling skills where he would just drop you off. So I knew, and I was a defensive guy. I'm getting in the stance. I'm physical,
Yeah.
and I get switched off on the island. It's just me and Gilligan, right? So here comes Bone Collector, and the thing about it is, these dudes on the mic. God bless them. They on the boom, 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 boom.
Oh no, they will.
Right?
They will do their thing.
Yo, but they talking, and he's coming. They like, oh, he got him on the island. Boom, 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 boom. And he's dancing to their
the voices. Boom, boom.
boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, yo, you trying to. So I know that Through the Legs is coming. Big shout out to Bone. That's my dude. He's really a good dude too. I knew it was coming, L. And it's almost like me and everybody else knows it's coming, and he
still did it.
And he still did it. But I had something for him because I was a little different. And we talked about this earlier in terms of how I do.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for him to go through his nutmeg game. And as soon as he does, you know what I do? Forearm to the chest. He threw it through my legs successfully, but the ball just kept rolling.
Yeah, because you was like,
he was with me. And guess what I did? Raised my hand, foul. I'm not the guy to be throwing it through his legs.
Yeah, I feel you.
And you know, it's one of those things where I've seen him embarrass the best of them. Spinning dudes around, having them fall on the floor. And he had this hezzy up fake where you look up and dudes is, you know, he got birdies flying all over the place. So the one essence that I had about Streetball in terms of watching it, it was just a feeling. Oh, I got a good story for you. It may be 1989. It was Dominique Wilkins' rookie year. And then it was before that. It was before that. Because this is before Rucker Park moved to. This is before EBC moved to Rucker Park. It was still on
Mount Morris.
No, it was after that on 139th and Lenox.
Yeah.
Right, the Boise Park. Dominique Wilkins comes up in a Jaguar with a white T-shirt, red sweatpants, and some Brooks. I believe the game was sponsored by Brooks. Chris Brooks, Darryl McDonald, D-Mac, all of them was playing. They doing all kind of crazy dunks on the layup line. They got a dunk contest. Yo, Neek walks in the park, everybody goes crazy. Long, lanky, you know, pigeon-toed. He coming in there, and I'm like, yo. He walks up, takes one bounce, and windmills it, L, and then leaves the park.
Just like that?
Gangsta.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Ooh, that's crazy.
And L, I think we're going to tee it up so we can get into this special thing we got going on.
Yo, matter of fact, you know, let me give a big shout out to, first of all, to him. And we're going to get into it, but I want to give a big shout out to him because we ran into him at the Big Three, and he was like, yo, nah, man, I definitely want to do the interview, man. Just hit me up, take my number. And Peter Shu.
Yes.
Damn, thank you.
Yes. And
only thing I know was he was getting money. That's all I know.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Like, I don't really know the research and the history, you know.
Get right into
E done did the research. E is like, yo, I'm ready for this interview. I'm going to get questions and get things out of him that no one else was asking.
It's gonna be epic.
Epic, y'all. Be ready for it. Check it out.
Let's do the outro.
Peter Shu.
What's really good? ESPN Radio, E. Jones, we outside. Yo, man, it is an honor, a privilege, and I'm super excited to be able to be here with the man, the myth, the legend, Peter Shu. What's up, my brother?
Thank you for having me. You know, I'm glad I get to come on this show and share with you because you're doing a lot of big things, and I love what you're doing with the kids and stuff, so I'm with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm a basketball dude. We talk all sports on the show, but specifically basketball. You know, I've saw a lot of the interviews that you've done. I've saw people document all of the amazing things that you've been able to touch, and your story's been well documented. But I don't think people is giving enough credit to the basketball side, bro. like if I'm not mistaken, Hunts Point area of the Bronx.
Yeah, that's where
right?
I grew up
And then
at.
Simpson Ave as well.
Simpson Street, yeah.
Okay. So I used to play ball in the Whole Avenue Boys Club, so I got a little familiarity with the area, you know what I'm saying? But Tell me a little bit about who was coming up during your time hooping that was like the guys at that time.
Well, you know, I was considered pretty good in basketball.
You was one
you
of
know.
the dudes.
Yeah, I played with against Joe Hammond and them, because I always try to play against the ball players that had stacked mobs, because I like to, you know, shine by putting it on them. So I played against a lot of ball players. I played against Doogie, Pookie Wilson, Terminator, Speedy.
You know what's crazy? Not to cut you off. My dad is a coach. My dad coached Pookie and Term in biddies.
Okay.
So they used to be at my crib on Washington Avenue
Okay.
over there. And I saw those guys coming up from when they was young.
You don't remember Joe Kid Give a Damn? They had a tournament over there?
Man, I was
Right
so
on
young.
169th and behind the projects.
I just remember Vamp and Spot and the Cherry Brothers and
Yeah.
so many people that was nice, especially coming out of the Bronx, right? So when you was coming up and you was hooping and you playing against all of these guys, where's your vision in terms of basketball playing against Joe Hammond? And did you see yourself as a college basketball player? Did you see an opportunity and a way through basketball?
Well, to tell you the truth, no, because I was hustling too.
Right,
so
right.
my thing is, I love the game though. I love even coaching. After I stopped playing, I was coaching teams in Buckets. I had my own team called Taking No Prisoners.
We're going to get into that.
So I played in the Buckets too. My name was the Golden Child, and I played against everybody. I played against Gus Williams, Rodney McCray, Scooter McCray, Ray Williams, Vinnie Johnson.
Ooh.
I used to go to different boroughs and play, and and I held my own with everybody. So they knew what time it was.
And it was well documented that you went to a couple of high schools. Did you ever play any high school ball?
Nah, my grades.
Oh.
I'll punish kids, dudes, but my grades, I never wanted to stay in school. I always used to cut classes, go hang out, and play ball. So it was like,
But you know what they used to tell me? My brother went to Clinton, and he said the best players was not the ones on the team. It was the guys who was cutting class. We ain't condoning cutting class. But this is just what happened.
Yeah, it's not good.
We documenting the story.
This is the past, but the future, you shouldn't cut class. You should go to school and get these Division I things done, opportunities and stuff. Yeah, so I was just going everywhere playing ball. And we'll me and my point guard, Earl Ruffin, shout out to him, and we should just ride around and jump on the court and play. And my man, they used to call Doc Swat, he was like a small forward, but he jumped to the moon. I mean,
what was your specialty, Pete? What was your specialty? What did you do well?
I could do it all, man. I mean, people know I could shoot with the best. I had crazy range, but we wasn't having 3-point jump shots then. So back when we was growing up, so you just
pull it.
I didn't shoot it like Curry, but I shot it in the range you're supposed to have it. Yeah, and I used to kill them with that. Because when I was growing up,
was you an athlete too? You was dunk. You was gonna play in above the rim?
I could dunk, but I wasn't no dunk good.
Right.
I just my.
You got buckets.
I could shoot. I'm just like basic. I could just score on anybody.
But you know what's crazy? That's the way the game was played and taught back in the days. If you watch an NBA game from the 70s, from the 80s, everybody could shoot it. These guys was playing fundamental basketball, simple.
That's the way I was taught.
They did fancy stuff when it was necessary, not to show off. Just if you made a mistake, they go between the legs, open shot, jump.
My defense was to make other people play D. So if I wear him down, then my defense was easier because now he's tired trying to stop me from scoring, and I'm going to get 30 or better easy. And everybody knew that when they was playing against me.
You know what's funny about you? When you tell these stories and I see these interviews, you say it so matter-of-factly.
I mean, it was the truth. The truth is the truth.
But that's been your personality. So, again, you don't know the experience of what you did, right? Because you was living it. So I was a young kid. I'm 50 now. I'm going to Rucker Park, and I'm seeing you come through with the little bag before it was, you know what I mean? And the all white on and coming to the park at 55th. And you was coaching in the Taking No Prisoners teams. Talk about some of the people who played on your teams.
Oh, we had some great players. We had, Future played. I taught Future he was playing with me when he was young. I had him playing in the
from that area.
Yeah, I had him playing for me.
Lynch PAL.
Strick that passed away.
Oh, God
Strick,
bless. That's my brother, man.
Yeah, he's good ball player. He played. David Lopez, Anti-Gravity.
Ooh, Chris Brooks.
Yeah, we had Black Mo,
Mm.
A-Train. We had all them dudes playing.
So, here goes a story. I'm sorry for cutting you off because I'm getting excited.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I've been playing with the Harlem Wizards for the last 26 years.
Okay.
And A-Train has been my teammate for the last 12 years. You know he's still playing?
He's a legit point guard. You know, you have point guards like Terminator was one of my favorite players in there because he wasn't nothing fancy. He just plays hard. And Master Rob, another one that was, you know, just a true point guard. But we had a kid called Ty Dangerous. I don't know if you ever heard of Ty.
I was with him today.
Ty, that's my man. If you call him, you tell him he loves me.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot, Pete. Top 5 point guard street ball ever.
Professional too?
Not just street ball. And if they play street ball, it's cool.
They play because I know some.
Around your era, like, you know what I mean? Let's go 1980 to 2005.
So many guards.
Yeah,
I mean, I can name a whole bunch of guards that I love.
Give me your 5 best point guards. That's tough, ain't it?
I mean, some of these guys could play tweak between both because that's what I had to do when my point guard broke his ankle. That's how I learned to play the point because I was a Walt Frazier fan coming up.
Okay.
But then when Magic came in the league, I became a Magic fan because I love Magic's game. So I started passing like him. I'm trying to give you some players like.
Okay, who you?
Master Rob is a true point guard.
Okay,
I love his game.
Okay.
He played for me too. I love his game.
I'll say Master.
Passing wise, you know, the kid.
What about Tip Dog?
Tip Dog, and that. Now you talking about the can't shoot that good, but they can pass. Yeah, Tip Dog.
Yep.
Booger, the
Booger
one
Smith
from Brooklyn. I seen him play. He was nice. It was
A-Train.
A-Train was one of them. We spoke on A-Train, but he's one of them. True point guards. Speedy was nice.
Oh, Speedy was nice too.
You know, I
played with Speedy as well.
Speedy was nice. This had a kid called Craig Pendergrass. That was nice. He was from Queens. Yeah, he was nice. He was nice. True point guard. I mean, then you had the guys that could play point, even though they shoot a lot. You know, you had Pookie. We had Doogie. Doogie was the dancing machine was nice, but they could play point. That
backboard jumper.
Yeah, they could play both. You know, so they was versatile. You know, the future was good.
Yes.
He was good. That's one of our players, but. Kareem Reed, but he ended up, you know, he ended up being a star somewhere else.
Let me ask you a question. Of all of the people that you've coached, who would you be most comfortable giving the ball to win a game for you?
Ty Dangerous.
What about him makes you say that?
he gets to that back. He's a beast. Gets to the back.
He was tough.
I love this game.
He had that head fake where he would come with that left hand and show and get downhill. He was physical too.
Nice. I love the main event.
Yeah.
I just seen him not too long ago. I love Half Man Half Amazing.
Oh, he
won me a bet one time because I told him he was going to dunk on, telling everybody he was going to dunk on Combat McQuaid, and I bet a stack, and he ended up dunking on them. They was like, nah, he ain't going to get it off.
I remember that at the end one
that was he dunked. That's an All-Star game.
I got a question for you.
I was coaching.
It was a dude who I know named Bebe out of D.C. Bebe said there was one time they brought a team down. I don't know if this was you, but he said he brought a team down to either the Baltimore or D.C. area, and they played this big game. There was a lot of money on the line. And Walter Berry came from New York, and Gene Smith came from New York, and they said they had all these dudes from New York, and John Thompson came in the gym. And Walter Berry said, yo, John Thompson gonna snitch on me. They said, nah, John is good. He always come to the hood to watch players. And they said it was a lot of money. It was no drama, though.
My favorite player ever, though, to me, and he was playing high most of the time he played.
Who's that?
Joe Hammond.
Wow.
Joe the Destroy Hammond. I don't see if Joe don't get high, because I even was getting high when we was playing ball, but now he was using a different drug. But Joe Hammond, I seen him work Dr. J when they played in the Ruckus. different. He could play pros.
I mean, everybody knows that.
Pee Wee Kirkland.
Yeah, Pee Wee.
Helicopter.
So I know the history of the game because I'm a junkie,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I have never seen those guys except for in videos. My time, I could say that I saw physically anything from probably 1980 to now, and I've studied the history of the game. That's why when I said I wanted to talk to you about the basketball side, because you influenced the culture of what street ball is now, right?
I had to
You was
say.
one of the you and my man Smiley Rambo,
Smiley.
right? God bless.
He played for me too.
Y'all was one of the two guys that I saw coming in the park with the cell phone, the joint that was like this big.
I took Smiley to Mount Vernon. He played against Gus and Arlen with me. I took Master Rod with me up there.
Yo,
You know,
and you know who was a smooth brother too, man? My man Fred Brown.
Fred Brown was always, that's my man. But Fred Brown, dancing Fred Brown, he just had a nice handle and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, man. But you know what? It's almost like back then, right? Back in the times, and you know, obviously, you transcended what it looked like, right? Because when you looked at people back then, you came to the park and you had a certain vibe, and a certain style, and a certain swag.
Well, they copied our stuff in Above the Rim, because that was us in the beach chairs. You know, they copied my teams, and they ain't taking no prisoners when they did Lean on Me. When they had to take that big test, they said taking no prisoners. That was from us. That was the name of my team.
So, you know, people talk cliche and giving flowers. I just want to say thank you, right, for the contributions that you've made to the game of basketball, to New York City basketball, to street ball. Because when you look at it now, it's global. Dykeman, Rucker Park, Hoops in the Sun.
And they don't give me the shout outs for that. You know, because
Well, we're giving it to you now.
you giving it to me, but you know, the guys in the Ruckers and stuff, they should have had a day for me, because when they was financially
We're gonna work on it.
messed up, I helped them keep afloat when Greg was alive. And I brought that's why I brought the Taking No Prisoners team in there. And you know, all them ball players know
Did you
me.
come on the 55th side or the 39th Street side?
Well, I played in the 39th Street. That was entertaining league.
Oh,
I played in
yeah.
that. So
I was there when Dominique Wilkins came.
yeah, I played in that. But
Was
the
you there that
55th
day?
Street, I
Dom-
don't know if I was there. But
Dominique-
they cool with me because I used to hang out with them in Bentley's, the club. So you know, Charles Oakley and me's real tight.
Yo,
So I used to hang out with them.
let
But-
me ask you this. Well documented, you know, who you used to hang out with. Who would you say was the most fun person to hang out with in terms of the NBA guys?
Charles Oakley, that's my
Yeah?
man. Strickland's
Big
another
O.
one. Rod Strickland was a beast. I don't know, how the Knicks got rid of him. You know, a lot of these coaches and stuff, they don't know the game. See, I know the game.
Right.
I could take the Knicks right now to another level. They don't know the game. The things they teach these ball players, you know, like when they had Obi Toppin, what do you have him shooting threes all day long? He should have been cutting across the paint all the time because he got crazy ups.
Yeah,
They
let
would
me-
never do that.
Let me ask you a question. Is it or is it not? Somebody told me this, and I wanted to ask you personally. They told me you was coaching Evander High School at one time.
Yeah, well, what happened because the coach, you know, the player
Big shout out to Charles Noonan who gave you that info.
The
by
player was his father knew me, so he asked me to coach. He said, because the coach is trash. So
Right.
they was in last place. I took him all the way to the playoffs, right? Because the coach was getting high and stuff. So I hit him off, gave him money so he could let me coach. We ain't lose a game. We get to the playoffs, and the first round of players, we had to play the top seed.
Oh,
Now the news media's coming all over to see this game because they want to know how we won like 7-8 in a row.
right.
He wants to coach that game. Jack the whole game up. You know how he jacked it off? He put a guy, we only lost by about 4, but he put a guy that wasn't playing the wing. He was playing the 4. He put him at the 3, and it's crucial turnover right off his hands. See, guys don't know the game. You see all these guys on these shows that talk all that, I'd be laughing because they don't know the game. You know, and I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith, all them dudes, they don't know the game.
You know what's,
Here's
here's the thing. There's a difference between taking a stance and saying that what you believe is right and giving your opinion. You can give your
Yeah.
opinion all day, but you can't make it seem like that's the absolute
They
truth.
see the wrong thing. They be talking about the Knicks, and they don't know what the Knicks is missing. Thibodeau's a hell of a defensive coach.
He is.
Knows nothing offensively, and that's why they have problems offensively when the game's on the line. And I don't understand. They got other coaches there.
Let me ask you this, man. You got a lot of things that you're doing now, and big shout out to you for spreading positivity, being able to turn things around. I met your son when we was at the Big Three.
Yeah.
I know.
Shout out to the big Ice Cube and all them.
Yes, they show love. I
They
saw
show
you
love.
courtside and everything. What you up to now, man? Share with the people some of the things you got going on.
Well, you know, everybody's gonna see, you know, the documentary, movies, and
Yup.
TV series, all that's coming into play.
Yup.
You know who I forgot to tell you
Who?
was in the backcourt together, and I stole them?
Who's that?
Skip to Malou and Ty Dangerous was in the same backcourt.
For taking no prisoners.
No, they wasn't. They was on another team. I took Ty Dangerous from another. I took Ty Dangerous from
I'm
P
calling-
Diddy.
I
took him from the Bad Boys. Ty will tell you.
Yo,
Ty,
that was the glory days of Rucker Park, man.
Ty was nice, man.
I wasn't good enough to be playing during that time.
Ty was nice.
Those guys are my age, but I wasn't good enough. I wound up playing later, but I was a late bloomer. So I was certainly there watching, and just to know, watching those guys, it was like 55th was like the league.
Kareem V put it on us one game. For Mousy, put it on us.
Yo,
I had to buy them dinner. I was so impressed. He killed Future and all of them.
yo,
He killed all of them.
he's a young dog, though. He's doing well, man. He's coaching high school
Yeah, I know.
basketball
I speak
now.
to him once in a while.
Yeah,
I speak to all of them because, you know, I love the ball players. Like when I ran into Main Event, I ran into he was with Half Man, Half Amazing. You know, I see Future sometimes. Shane the Dancing Machine.
Yes.
He's coaching now. So
Yeah.
I you know, I like that they, you know, but they do this. But, you know, it's not about their street ball players. If you want to get them into the Division I, you have to have a different type of game.
Yeah.
It's not the same. That fancy stuff,
No.
that doesn't work when you go to college in the NBA. You have to play a different role. You see, Skip changed his game.
me
And
tell
Skip
you
was a hell of a player.
This is what I got to ask of you.
Kenny Smith,
So
Kenny Anderson.
So we're gonna have some high level games this year, right? You and whoever you want to bring, I'm gonna come. Yo, be my guest. Floor seats. Make sure.
Where you
y'all
gonna have
good.
him at?
It's a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk off camera.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure y'all good. And if you're ever around and you want to come to some of the practices, speak to the kids.
Oh, I love that.
So
I love that.
more than anything, man, I want to say thank you for taking your time to come and chop it up with us. E. Jones, ESPN Radio, Bottom to the Top Sports here with the legendary Peter Shu.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Okay.
Love always. Yo, L.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful. Epic. Yo. Dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Informative.
Mhm.
Educational.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Peter Shu and all of the things that he was willing to share with us.
Yes, definitely.
And kudos to him for, you know, wanting to make change and do the right thing and help some people along the way by being an example of their story, man. Big shout out to Team Jerry Ice City Legends, D. Jones.
Yes, big shout out to E. Jones. Big shout out to the producer Steve. Big shout out to Peter Chu's son.
Yes, Peter Shu.
All fans, we appreciate you. Without y'all, there's no us. Keep subscribing, keep listening, keep watching. Big shout out to the man upstairs who opened doors that no man can close.